Well, it will be Bob Bryan to get us started. Opening round mixed doubles. And there's one of the liveliest arms you'll see, the lefty.
Already Morariu showing the quickness at the net. He's always had great hands, not afraid to go after the ball.
Bob Bryan always comes out of the chute like a cannon. Starts off serving always in their men's doubles matches as well. Oh, well, he suckered her into that one.
Well, I always say about the mixed doubles, it's the woman that wins the match and it's the man that loses the match. And winning the match in this case would be like Morariu. She's holding her own at the net with her reflex volleys.
Yeah, I agree with you. It's almost a no-win situation for the man. Because if you win, well, it is because of the woman. If you lose, it's because the man didn't do enough. Tough position to be in, but the Bryans obviously thrive on it. Whoa.
A line drive from Mike Bryan right at Martina. Listen to the crowd. They're booing him.
Oh, she almost made that. Went for it. Bob Bryan, the younger of the Bryan twins by just 2 minutes, believe it or not. Both of them 28 years of age. That ball long. Now, one thing you see already, Katrina, is that Mike Bryan is not scared to return Bob's serve. He's taking it early.
No, he knows exactly where he's going to serve the ball. He knows his tendencies. And he's just one of the best returners in the game, period, in doubles. And that carries over, obviously, into mixed doubles.
Well, Bob knows what Mike's going to do also, and that is poach on good low returns.
Well, that was a perfect return from Morariu. And Bob Bryan knew exactly what Mike was going to do, that he was going to look for the poach and slid it behind him up the line.
Good deep serve. Bob does well to hold on, opening up this match. So Navratilova and Bryan with the 1-love lead. Now Mike Bryan in the green shirt, the right-hander with the white cap. Serve for his side. A little bit of wind sting around down there. It can't be that easy.
No, you can hear it in the microphones. Gets inside the stadiums and it does swirl. Mike Bryan opening up with his own first serve.
Interesting, Martina playing the ad side with Bob.
Well, when it comes to mixed doubles, it's not so much about the guy always playing the ad court. It's about each player playing their best side. Martina Navratilova is one of the best ad court players in the game ever. And then the deuce court is Mike's normal side.
Bob's normal side.
Yeah, him too. Thank you. Bob's normal side, yes. Which you wouldn't expect when you have a doubles team with a lefty and a righty. You would expect the forehands on the outside.
Absolutely. 40-15, just the second game of this match. Big serving by Mike. So he pulls the match to even. 1 game apiece. Now it's Martina Navratilova to serve. 175 doubles titles to her credit. 167 singles, which equals 342 career total titles. Not too shabby. Out of those, 58 coming at slams.
Nice backhand slam dunk from Bob.
Martina Navratilova winning the first of her mixed doubles titles all the way back in 1974. And not a lot of pace on the serve these days, but excellent placement, moving the ball around. Hard to play a ball like that when you're used to a lot of speed coming at you.
Well, especially for the men, they have trouble returning the women's serve because it is so much softer than what they're used to expecting.
Well, it's almost like a baseball analogy. We have a pitcher who's got a fastball, a curveball, and a changeup. And it's really hard to hit the changeup when you're getting used to seeing that fastball. So 40 love for Martina. Uh-oh. It's getting serious out there. Well, the first peg of the match. And it's Bob Bryan hitting Corina Morariu, but no hard feelings. Navratilova and Bryan with the 2-1 lead. So it'll be the 28-year-old from Detroit, Michigan originally to serve at 1-2 in the opening set.
Relatively easy shot miss for Martina. And you have to understand, every time she steps on the court, she's tentative. She's very nervous out there because she wants to do well. Martina knows that this is her last U.S. Open.
A lot of expectation and a lot of pressure on her shoulders, much like that of Andre Agassi. Katrina, we talk about the prowess of all 4 of these players. Morariu back in 2000 was ranked #1 in the world in doubles.
Right, she was the best doubles player in the world at that time. And you can see from her performance thus far how good a doubles player she is, and/or was. Perfect placement on her serve. She has crisp volleys, good footwork, and quick hands at the net. And is very consistent on the returns. And that's what's so important as doubles, is not only to have the serve in the net game, but to be able to make those returns time and time again.
Well, there you see brotherly love not in store for us right now because they know each other backwards. And so Bob Bryan, knowing Mike's tendencies, goes right behind him. Still a game point for Morariu. Sensational play by all 4 opponents.
You have to love the energy, the enthusiasm, and the excitement that is out on Louis Armstrong Stadium today.
So from 40-15 to deuce. No, Katrina, that last point before that was so much vintage doubles. We saw reflexes, we saw change of pace, few lobs, something you don't see a whole lot, particularly in the men's game today. It's just power. Game point. No, she won't like missing that return.
Martina doesn't like to miss, period. Especially a ball that's in the middle of her strings.
Well, nobody with 342 titles is going to be happy with too many things that go wrong.
Well, that 1 point, the quick reflexes and everything is indicative as to why Martina is playing with Bob Bryan.
Wow.
Beautiful. Martina showing her own touch there, but she needs someone that's quick, that's active, that's energetic, and powerful all at the same time, and Bob possesses all those qualities.
And has the same desire that she does to want to win.
He was a finalist in mixed doubles at Wimbledon with Venus Williams this past summer, or earlier this summer, shall I say.
And that same Wimbledon is when he and his brother captured their first career slam. Needed to win Wimbledon to make that happen.
Always alert.
Just to explain to our public what the career slam is, it's winning all 4 of the majors, but not necessarily within the same year.
Right. That was their 7th Grand Slam final in a row.
So Bob's able to hold. No service breaks as of yet. 3-2, Navratilova and Bob Bryan in this opening set. No, she spanked that volley long.
And that's perhaps a volley that Morariu should have taken at Navratilova. I mean, when the women are out there, they're supposed to be playing to and at one another as often as possible, unless there's an open court to the male.
Well, I was thinking that. I'm glad you said it.
Oh, all shots. And the male is also going to be playing to the female out there more times than not, except for an instance where the guys are being active and they know that they can go behind them down their line. That's why it's the woman that wins the match and the male that loses it, because if she's holding her own, they have a better chance.
Just long. Interesting. It looks to me like Morariu a little bit tentative on some of those high volleys.
Well, I think it is a little breezy out there, and if they're kind of slow and floating, you've got to move your feet a little bit more as opposed to just kind of sticking your racket out there.
Bob Bryan serving 2-3 in games, 15 all the score of this game. Oh yeah, right up the line, hits the right shot, made sure he got around to hit the forehand.
And that's a tough shot to hit. He hit his forehand, we call it inside in, up the line because it was a lefty.
Yeah, he had moved outside of the tram lines, so now Mike Bryan, spot a bother, 15-30. Oh, second peg of the match, but this time between 2 team members.
Well, at least she didn't nail it. She tried to roll it over there, and that was a miscommunication on their part right here. This should have been Bob's overhead. He is a lefty. He's in the middle of the court.
And that's why Martina hit him, because she said, you know what, that was your ball, the other one.
Absolutely. She sacrificed that point to teach him a lesson.
Couldn't agree with you more. Well, here's our first break point of this match. This is where I think the pressure really is on Navratilova, having to return this serve on a break point.
Nice body serve from Mike.
But I think it takes the pressure off the man when he knows if he's down break point, if he's going to be serving to the woman. It's tough enough to be down break point, but to the woman, it's got to make him feel that much better. A float long.
I'm sure the wind had a little bit to do with that. But you're right. I'm sure for Mike, he'd rather look over there, break point down, and serve to Martina. But Martina's no pushover. And when he's throwing in the heater, it's actually easier for the woman to return it than it is if he throws in the kicker.
Say goodnight. You cannot float the ball against someone closing in as close as Mike Bryan, so he staves off the break point. And once again, we're at level terms here in the opening set.
Shows you the quickness and the alertness of both Bryan brothers. They're always on top of the net, trying to be aggressive. That's a great serve from Martina. Puts Bob in perfect position at the net to finish that.
Thus far, no service breaks, and Martina, in her opening service game, high percentage of first serves. Not the classic Navratilova serve that we saw in her heyday, but it's still darn good. And for a lefty, that ball's still moving. Into the body that time.
Right, and it's so important for Martina, especially in the mixed doubles to the man. Just getting those first serves in, putting some spin on it, into the body, or really where he's got to stretch for it to give herself a chance to get close.
Another first serve. So basically, she's held her serve easy in the first game that she served. In this game, again, a lot of that having to do with that high first serve percentage, putting a lot of pressure on the opponents. Letting her, I'm sorry.
Right, not only that, but with Bob at the net moving around, he's putting pressure on his opponents.
Exactly. And she understands that. She takes advantage of it. She holds again easily, but we may have a challenge, but Mike playing with the crowd here. Nah, he knows the ball was good.
And Navratilova Bryan. Ball change, keep all the 3. Navratilova Bryan lead 4 games to 3.
No challenge. So it's Bob and Navratilova with the lead, 4-3. And both women doing well, utilizing their net player on their own serve.
Well, Morariu swinging that serve out wide to the backhand of Bob Bryan, and Mike was right on top of the net for the interception. And just focus on how close Mike moves to the net after Morariu's serve.
Good low return from Martina, not flinching or taking her eye off the ball. A lot of players would be looking at someone like Mike, thinking he's going to be crossing.
Well, on the first serve, this is when he makes his move forward. The second serve, he typically holds his position right here, right on top of the net. So you don't know if he's going for the cross, if he's just jamming the net. Makes the opponent take their eye off the ball a little bit.
30-15.
Well, Bob thought he was going to be going on that one. And where are you now with 30-15? Yeah, well, that's the move that Bob's really patented. He's so used to Mike hitting that good low return. And remember, with the lefty, that forehand in the middle, it can cover so much. 30 all.
A slam for a slam, but Bob's not happy with that one. He knows he should have made that. Took his eye off it, caught the top of his racket, went in the bottom of the net.
Fortunate now, Morariu serving for game. Game point. And Martina trying to go behind Mike, but just not her natural shot. He knew he was going.
And it was a good deep serve from
Absolutely.
Morariu.
So nothing yet between either one of these sides. There's only been one break point. Bob Bryan just gets those balls and rips them. 15 love.
That's a mixed doubles point. Both players directing their ball at Martina, keeping the ball away from Bob.
See Mike and now Corina back on the first serve, trying to make Bob and Martina play some points. Mike will go in on the second one.
Not even that, it's also giving Morariu more space to make the return. She doesn't have to try to hit a pinpoint shot off of a first serve from Bob Bryan.
Absolutely, trying to take some pressure off of her. Feel like the return doesn't have to be as good. 30-15. Another big serve, though, from Bob.
Left for serve.
Good body serve. Only 96 miles per hour, but it did exactly what it needed to do. And so Bob Bryan and Martina Navratilova take the 5-4 advantage in this opening set.
Good reflexes from Corina Morariu.
Mike Bryan serving at 4-5, trying to hold serve and avoid being the first player broken in this set. And he's off to a good start, 30 love. Martina obviously hitting herself, but I'm sure she's not used to seeing that many serves of that quality.
Oh, yeah, absolutely she is. She just didn't move her feet. I mean, the thing for Martina is that she's a step slower, if not two now, and so her instincts are not as quick as they used to be. She is 49 years old, still playing extremely well. But she's not picking up the ball as quick as she used to.
So easy hold for Mike, and we're at 5-all. We've played 26 minutes. That ball by the USTA spot tracker shows exactly where it needs to be, painting the line. And the 49-year-old continues to hit that serve with pinpoint accuracy.
Well, she has to make up for the lack of pace.
Well, neither team being able to really make any dent whatsoever off the return of serve. And that was interesting, Katrina. You saw Martina that time ball toss a little bit lower as she slid it right up the middle.
Well, she wanted to cut around that ball, not going for the power, but definitely for the spin. Make it a little more difficult to return.
Just another easy hold. It's all about percentages and doubles. And Navratilova and Bob Bryan are doing well by playing those percentages. They lead 6-5. Well, just a good read. Morariu trying to serve to take this first set into a tiebreak.
I'm just impressed with Mike's performance at the net. He really hasn't gotten passed down the line. He's either been right on top of it for the poach or holding at the right times.
Saturate the woman.
That's right, woman to woman there. That time Martina won the battle.
Mike Bryan not putting that first ball away, allowing Bob and Martina to stay in the point. He's got him. That's a tricky play by Mike because remember, when Morariu serves that ball wide, it opens up the line for Bob Bryan.
Right, and Mike has been lucky the last couple times when Bob's tried to go down the line, he's missed it.
15-30.
Not that time.
Oh.
Bob was right on top of the net, perhaps a little bit too close there. But another missed opportunity for Martina and Bob, giving them double break point.
30 all. Just missed it.
40-30.
I love to hear the laughter out there. They're playing well together and having a great time as well.
Game point now for Morariu. And she holds. It was a little bit of a test. Down 15-30, but they responded. And so now we'll play
Each team has 3 remaining challenges.
a tie break. First to 7, must win by 2. All the players, both teams, have used none of their challenges. That's a winner. Well, you talked about Bob and Mike really closing in on the net. Morariu really exposing it on that point.
Oh, Morariu is so astute and aware as to what's going on the court. It's a perfect shot. She's possessed that topspin lob throughout her career.
So a mini break right away from Mike Bryan. Well, that's the right play. Just needs to execute it.
Well, it's over the highest part of the net as well. And just going back to the challenges, neither team has used their challenges this set, but they both get an additional challenge because it's in a tiebreak. So they have 3 each.
Thank you for that clarification. And remember, if you don't use the 3 in this tiebreak, you don't get to carry them forward into the next set.
We haven't seen too many close line calls,
No.
just the one that they've considered using the challenge on, but not really.
Love 3 in this tiebreak. Now love 4. A little bit of tentative play that time from Navratilova.
Definitely on that volley, that's one she should have made, and it's crucial that she wins this point here on her serve. Gonna need to first serve. And she gets it.
So Bob and Navratilova on the board. But Morariu, Mike Bryan just 3 points away from capturing this opening set. 4-1 in the tiebreak.
That's the vintage backhand from Martina, but she's just missing those today, unable to pull them inside the lines.
So now 5-1. That's the one shot, at least as a lefty playing the backhand side, you can hit it and afford to be a little bit late. A lot of times it works out to be a great return. A must point for Bob and Martina. Brilliant.
5-2.
I like the way Bob stepped out to hit that forehand inside out and just rolled it down at the feet of Morariu.
So they get one of those mini breaks back. Bob Bryan serving at 2-5 to brother Mike. Well, Martina held her ground. I was thinking maybe she should have crossed on the first ball, but it worked out okay.
Well, you can see the quickness of the hands of Martina keeping her eyes on the ball. I think she hit a couple of those volleys a little bit late. Because she was balanced, she was able to keep the ball in play.
Unbelievable. Played the middle of the court, it worked out.
6-3. Morariu, Bryan.
I'm almost wondering why Martina did not kind of crowd the middle of the court a little bit more. It is her lefty volley up the middle. Couldn't have been afraid of the roll from Morariu across court because Mike is standing in the middle of the court.
So now Mike Bryan with 3 set points, serving at 6-3 in the tiebreak. She'll take it.
6-4. Morariu.
Sometimes it takes a little bit of luck, and that net cord was a little bit of luck for Martina there. Good pickup from Mike, and right there, Morariu was right on top of it, waiting for it.
Second set point.
Great hit from Corina.
That's it. Martina had to get out of the way. She did. Bob took over.
Oh, that was a great point from Bob Bryan and Corina Morariu together. Morariu really handling some heavy heated shots from the racket of Bob Bryan, and Bob coming up with the goods in the end.
So from 6-3 down in the tiebreak, they break both serves. And now Martina trying to stave off one more set point. Good fake by Bob. Mike went for it. Players will change ends. Now we're at 6-all. And Navratilova and Bryan have saved 3 set points this opening set.
You look at the quick move and the fake from Bob Bryan, which is a great move, and it was also a good opportunity for Mike to go down the line. It's such a critical point there.
A little bit.
Oh, Martina, you got to be ready for that. You got to want it. Be aggressive with your feet there.
She was slow to react, slow to move.
And it's tough, though, because when you have someone like Mike and Bob that play together all the time, yeah, they can let that ball go and know that their partner's there, or their brother in that case. But in mixed doubles, they've got to take charge, and that's what Martina's looking for.
And she pays the price for that last point. They came all the way back from 6-3 down in the tiebreak. But just then is when Navratilova had that small little falter, and it cost them the set. They lose that opening set, 7-6, 8-6 in the tiebreak. It's very difficult to outquick Mike Bryan, or either Bryan for that matter.
Oh, good pickup for Martina.
Well, you'd mentioned that sometimes she's going to return better off of the pace. That time just using the pace and putting a racket on the ball. Well, she knew it was coming there. She just couldn't react quickly enough.
And a lot of times, even though you know it's coming and you're the woman, you still have to deal with the spin. Not only just the pace, but the spin of the ball. And that was a heavy hit topspin shot from Bob Bryan.
Half chance for Navratilova, but just being beaten for pace. All she wants to do is try to direct that ball toward Morariu.
Well, when Mike's hitting that 117 with spin down the tee to her backhand, that's a little tough.
Asking maybe a bit too much. Oh, yeah. And Martina's got to know where that ball's going.
Well, I think Bob got that one up a little bit higher than he had anticipated and that Martina had anticipated.
So from 15-30 to 40-30. And Mike Bryan throws in the heater. So they continue their winning ways, having won that opening set. 8-6 in the tiebreak. Now getting Mike Bryan's serve to start the second. Alongside Katrina Adams, I'm Doug Adler, enjoying this first round mixed doubles match from the 2006 US Open. We're at Louis Armstrong Stadium. And now it's the lefty, Bob Bryan, to serve. Oh, she got him.
15.
Well, that was an example of Mike trying to take over that point, stepping up in front of Corina, but put the ball right on the racket of Martina, leaving his side of the court wide open.
30.
Now, Katrina, if you were playing mixed doubles and the man stepped in front of you like Mike just did and didn't put the ball away, would you say, well, if you're not going to put it away, then don't take it from me?
40.
Probably with knowing my mental state, but it's his forehand. It was her backhand. He did the right thing. He just didn't put it in the right spot.
40 love.
That's just long.
So another love hold by Bob Bryan.
Second set.
This is the game that that Martina and Bob want to get. They want to break the serve of Morariu.
And thus far, she's held with relative ease. And it's one of the reasons is because when you have a really strong net player, it makes it a lot easier to hold serve. How many games are lost on serve because of the net player not doing their job?
And they're getting 78% of the first serves in combined between Morariu and Mike. Good number.
30 love.
I think it's funny how players say, you know, I lost my serve or whatever, but really one of the responsibilities of the person at net is to help that person serving. That ball had some serious mustard on it from Bob Bryan. (30-15). Good return, good 1-2 punch.
That's right. Perfect move from Bob off of the low return. It's all about getting that return down low to get your partner at the net involved. Not trying to hit winners off of the return unless you're going up the line behind your opponent.
That's just too good. Big serve up the middle on a key 30-all point. And once again, Morariu and Mike Bryan respond. Well, Martina's starting to hone in a bit better on the returns this game. Now, if this was men's doubles right now, they'd be playing a no-ad 3-all point for the game. But at the slams, standard play. Bob having trouble keeping the ball away from his brother.
Well, Corina's serving extremely deep, perfect placement, and it's tough to return like that when you've got someone like Mike at the net.
Wrong shot. Once again, though, set up by that good low return, just allowing Bob to make his impact. Back to deuce. Amazing volleying from Morariu. Handling the pace from Bob Bryan and then being able to direct the ball at Martina.
Well, it's all about racket control and quickness of the hands to be able to put the ball exactly where you want it.
He's got her again. She's going to have to go behind him. Or they're going to have to start playing Australian on Martina because she's starting to really get that return nice and low and cross court.
Well, this was the game that I said that they needed to focus on trying to win, breaking Morariu. Martinez kept them in this game.
This is a real opportunity now for Bob Bryan. A second ball. Good night. Well, that second serve, the quality of it from Morariu, tremendous.
It's so deep in the corner, out to the backhand. You see it was kind of a last-second move from Mike, going for their interception.
Now, Bob wasn't able to do enough with the volley. A tough game, but once again, Mike Bryan and Corina Morariu up for the challenge, and they hold. So we're on serve in the second set. No breaks of serve throughout the match. And one of the reasons, the high percentage of first serves. It's all about percentage tennis right now.
Another good move from a Bryan at the net, this time Bob. Good combo from Martina.
What I love about Martina on that play, second serve, look at how close she got in on that volley.
Well, with the pace off of it, she was able to move in quickly. It was only 77 miles per hour, so she was able to gain perfect position.
Martina, once again, continues to serve games at love. All of her service games, she's been up 40 love. Well, if you're going to miss one or play it poorly, it's okay at 40 love. Although I'm sure Martina won't be happy. Still 2 more game points. Again.
Perfect combination.
Out-dueling Mike Bryan, showing that even at close to 50 years of age, he still has amazing hands. Oh, yes.
15.
Crowd filtering in to Louis Armstrong Stadium just before 6 o'clock in the evening.
15 all.
It's actually really nice to play out on Louis Armstrong or a grandstand this time of the day. Perhaps main court close to finishing or finishing up, and the fans want to see more tennis. They start to file into the smaller stadiums, and then it becomes an unbelievable atmosphere for these players out here on the court.
Another good return from Bob.
And it wasn't with a lot of pace. It had to spin on it. It was dipping away, moving from Mike. All about the placement.
15-30 and a chance for Martina. Look at him close in on the net. The first volley was difficult.
It was very difficult, but Martina should have perhaps tried to go for the topspin lob over Mike's head. She knows he's jamming the net. Either that or go down the line to Corina.
So a second breakpoint opportunity in this match for Navratilova. The previous one with Mike Bryan serving in the opening set.
Didn't get any beat.
Well, I'm sure Bob Bryan would like to have that opportunity again, but a good first serve gets Mike out of trouble. wrong place to even go for the overhead, let alone miss it.
I think it was a little off balance as he was backing up there.
Second break point opportunity this game. And now a second serve for Navratilova. And a double fault. Talk about pressure. The lone break of the match thus far. And Navratilova and Bob Bryan take the lead, 3-2 in the second set. So Bob Bryan and Martina Navratilova with the break in the second set, trying to consolidate.
That lob not good enough from Mike. And another situation where he's stepping up to take the ball down the middle. But he doesn't just do that with Corina. He does that with Bob also. Mike prefers to step up and take that forehand down the middle of the court. It's quick enough to get back and cover his line. Good combination from Bob.
Well, just what they needed was that break of serve. That's given them a little bit of momentum. Now looking to extend to a 4-2 advantage in the second set.
40.
Another love service game. 40 love for Bob Bryan. Remember, we just had our first break of serve in this entire match. So an easy hold. They consolidate.
Bob was on autopilot there, serving extremely well. Bob can't miss right now. Mike's making the slight move.
Both Bryans 6'4" in height. Bob weighs a little bit more than Mike, about 202 pounds. And he's just taking over.
And this is why Martina is playing with him. Instincts have gotten better.
And once they got that first break of serve, it's almost as if he could relax.
Got him again.
So we didn't have any breaks for the first set and a half, and now we're looking at a potential another break, second game in a row.
But pay attention. Corina has hit every serve to Bob's backhand. He's got to get a groove sometime. See if she tries to go down the tee here. She has not served one serve in the entire match to Bob down the tee. They've all gone wide, and now he's finally connecting on them.
Well, she continued with that strategy and was fortunate that time, but you also have to look to Mike at that point and say maybe he should be telling her to mix it up more, get out of that pattern.
Well, it's just in this game where he's really hit 3 returns in a row. Perhaps if it goes back to deuce, he may suggest that.
Another breakpoint opportunity.
Oh,
Well, they let them off the hook. So from love 40 to potentially Navratilova and Bryan going up 2 breaks of serve, we're back to deuce. Backhand again, but a little closer to the body and the quality of the serve better. Morariu doing well. Remember, she was down love 40 that game. Potentially a second break for Bob Bryan and Navratilova, but they're not able to do so. So they still have the 1 break advantage in the second set. You know, if someone is going to be broken on that team, it is going to probably be Martina. He would have loved that second break of serve. Good first serve again by Navratilova.
well, the team of Navratilova and Bryan, or Bob Bryan, have only lost 1 point when they've gotten their first serve in here in the second set.
And that pattern continues.
Actually, they've lost 1 point on their serve, period, in the second set.
Having not dropped 1 point on second serve.
40.
And Martina, once again, 40 love on her serve. That's been the pattern she's been able to establish throughout this match.
And that's something she's not used to.
No, we thought that she was going to be the one who was vulnerable.
Oh, it was a good get from Mike Bryan there, but I thought Bob would have gone for the off angle right here. Bob should have tried to go back for the angle. See where Corina was. She was trying to cover the middle.
Well, if you're going to flub it up, 40 love isn't a bad time to do so.
They were up 40 love last game, although they were receiving.
That's a wonderful return because Bob Bryan was trying to poach on that ball.
And sometimes that makes the returner's shot better when that person at the net is going for the poacher, makes that move. You actually, because you're trying to squeeze it by him and you actually hit a perfect shot.
So 40-30, one more game point for Navratilova. And now an opportunity for Mike Bryan to look at a second ball. And there it is, right at the feet, not with too much pace.
Well, that was a routine return for Mike Bryan there. Martina not getting the first serves in on the last couple points. And here's the situation. They were up love 40, lost the last service game with Morariu. Now they were up 40 love, and it's deuce. Pressure starts to settle in.
Wrong return, though. He wasn't going. That's when you really get in the mind of your opponent.
Guys are agile.
Oh, yes. Bob not able to recover after being pulled off on that first volley.
Well, it was actually a great shot from Mike because Bob didn't anticipate Mike getting that ball back. He was rather slow moving back to the middle of the court.
Oh, that's the kind of volley you'd never see Navratilova miss.
Now, guess what? It's
She's
a break
down,
point.
yeah, from 40 love, where I say maybe you can afford to miss that one ball. Well, I'm going to probably be proven wrong. It's now break point and a chance for Mike Bryan to pull his side right back to level terms in this match.
Be tricky.
Well, he read it. Took a lot of nerve, took a lot of guts, but Bob Bryan making that little move protects his partner.
Bob right on top of the net. No chance for Mike to get the ball by him.
Oh, yes. Oh, but it's long. Right shot, just didn't execute it. A little bit too flat for Morariu. Fortunately now for Navratilova, another game point.
On to first serve. Oh, yeah.
Fool me once.
It was too easy of a serve, sitting right in his wheelhouse. Just rocked it down the line past Bob.
Well, Morariu starting to falter. And if someone out here breaks down a bit, you know they'll be certainly pounding on that particular player. But Navratilova still having to win this last point of the game against the premier returner in the men's game in doubles. Oh, I don't even like the shot if it goes over.
Well, a good job for Martina Navratilova to hold serve there. She did finally struggle after being up 40-love, and Mike trying to serve to stay in this set.
And remember, Mike's serve has been the only one that's been broken in this match. But a lot of times that doesn't have to do as much with the server as it does with his partner at the net. You see Morariu being picked on by the other side. Beauty!
That's Martina Navratilova. And she's fired up behind that.
Her first real reflex volley for a winner of this match.
It was a perfect return and put herself in the right position.
Love 30. I mean 15-30.
You knew that ace was coming, didn't you?
Well, a little bit of anger being exuded from Mike Bryan. Remember, he was broken earlier. Doesn't want to be broken again. The male pride at stake here. Oh, you got to do something with that volley. Come on. She's melted down the last couple service games from Mike.
Well, that return did have some heavy topspin on it. Morariu has to move forward with her feet. She can't just stick her racket out on those.
A set point now for Navratilova. Mike's his challenge. Bob showing him the mark.
Good second serve. Martina unable to get the ball down. Mike right on top of the net.
And hoping that Morariu can help him out a bit now. We know what Bob's going to do. There it is.
Good shot.
No, she's being flat-footed. She's got to really be prepared and ready.
Yeah, but Bob fired that ball right at the body of Morariu. There's nothing else she could do there.
The second set point. No, she just didn't move the feet.
Well, a little hesitation. Bob made the attempt as if he was going to poach. Ball got too far away from him.
2 set points averted. So Morariu doing a little bit better there. Intercept the ball. So Morariu and Mike Bryan saving 2 set points that last service game, still down a break in the second set. Martina and Bob can win because I think Morariu is the little bit weaker. So it's Bob Bryan to serve, up 5-4. And he'll try to get his team this second set.
Mike getting a little bit too aggressive there on that backhand attempt.
Well, it's not unusual to press in mixed doubles. try to do more than you'd normally try to do. Bob Bryan 2 points away.
Oh, good eye from Martina. That ball really peeling away from her.
So another love service game for Bob Bryan and Martina Navratilova. Triple set. And they've done it. So they've leveled matters by taking the second set. Bob Bryan and Martina Navratilova, the number 5 seeds, winning the second set, 6-4. So another exciting moment here at the US Open. We will play a 10-point match tiebreak to determine the winner of this first round match. Must win by 2. Well, Corina really didn't help matters there. That ball was maybe 6 inches from her racket, making Bob having to play too much of the court. And now the mini break. Overplaying it again.
Well, this is where this match point tiebreak comes into effect for the team that won the second set. They have the momentum. Bob and Martina are carrying it into this tiebreak.
And it's played like a 7-point tiebreak. Player the first with the 1 serve. Oh.
2-1. Navratilova.
That's right, and then it's first server has 1 serve and then 2 serves thereafter. First 1 to 10 win by 2.
Quite exciting. I'm sure the fans are going to enjoy it. So the mini break averted.
Well, it's even more than that. This could be Martina Navratilova's last mixed doubles match of her career.
So it's much more than what I said, and now certainly a lot at stake for Martina and Bob Bryan.
Well, just like the level of intensity that Bob picked up throughout this match. It's not so much his intensity as it was his consistency. Never in doubt of his intensity on the court, he or Mike.
Martina stopping play. She's challenging that second serve.
And that could be huge.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Because if the serve was in,
Navratilova
point automatically goes to Morariu and Mike Bryan.
Left of the chair.
So the score now 3-1. It's either going to be 4-1 or 3-2. Here we go. I think it just caught. And there's those 49-year-old eyes in action.
Call stands.
And that's a nervous call from Martina Navratilova that
3-2.
time. There hasn't been one
Navratilova
challenge in the
Bryan.
match, but she was certain of what she saw. And Bob is trying to help her out here, saying there's still dust and smoke on that mark.
Navratilova Bryan have 1 remaining challenge.
Now the pressure falls to Martina Navratilova.
Well, that was so huge because remember they had the mini break and a second serve from Morariu to Bob Bryan.
Of which Bob got back in play.
Oh! Unbelievable!
You gotta love the hands of Bob Bryan. That was incredible. I actually thought he got hit with the ball,
I thought it
but
came
it
off
hit his racket.
I thought it came off
Mike's
his
looking at him like, come on, man. Help me out.
I thought it came off his body. Actually off his face.
Yeah, apparently not. That
So,
was crucial.
Unbelievable. So Navratilova with the mini break still at 4-2. First to 10. He's got 1 more serve.
Oh, tentative volley there from Martina, and able to put that ball away. Bob thought that this one right here was going to go out. He screamed out. Mike sticking with it.
Unbelievable tension. Missed it again.
Good move from Bob Bryan, distracting his brother. Martina was able to get that return down just low enough to keep Mike from being aggressive.
3-5. Mike struggling with serve. First serve percentage not where he wants it to be.
Ooh.
Remember, and he was broken in the second set by double faulting to Navratilova. That one, he plays with pinpoint accuracy, sticking the volley.
Oh, Bob trying to roll it low. Caught his frame and stayed up high. It was an easy put away for Mike Bryan.
And now the big lefty at 5-4. Beautiful.
Solid volley from Martina Navratilova. Bob Bryan swinging that ball out wide, really for the first time today. Putting Martina in a perfect position to finish it. What an ace.
7-4.
He smokes that in at 122 miles per hour.
So Bob Bryan with that big lefty serve, that wicked arm that he has, takes both those serves now 3 points away for Navratilova and Bob Bryan.
Martina could not hit the ball over the net any lower without putting it in the net. And Mike Bryan perhaps too close to the net to handle it.
Switch sides.
Well, neither one of these teams that accustomed to playing a match tiebreak, although the Bryans have played many this year. Corina Morariu now serving at 4-8, and this one vital.
Let never serve.
Of course, she will continue to serve the ball out wide to the backhand of Bob Bryan.
He's
He
just
will
been
continue to hit it down the line for a winner.
He knows where it's going. When you know where it's going, it's easier to return, and he's been the difference maker. So now, 5 match balls for Navratilova and Bob Bryan. They've done it.
And the story continues for Martina Navratilova here in the mixed doubles.
Well, it wasn't easy. Remember, they dropped that first set in an 8-6 tiebreak, but then they responded. Navratilova serving beautifully throughout the match and trying to add another title to her illustrious career. And I think she's got the right horse on her side with Bob Bryan.